what is the difference between global HRMS and Vision Corporation responsibility?
No, there is no much difference between each one of it. So only thing is that there you will have certain things that is enabled, and that is in terms of people and maintenance. And here you will see both this one, what do you call the payroll process also. So in terms of access, but apart from that, you don't have much difference between that. It's just one menu that you are customizing into multiple ways.
Sir, I tried creating a new responsibility, sir.
Okay.
But my responsibility while setting profile name is not visible.
Profile name, you couldn't see profile name. Which profile you are trying to access?
Sir, my profile is I created a new business group, sir. MBM
Okay.
business group. I created a name is responsibilities MBM HRMS manager.
Okay.
But it's not opening, sir.
Okay. We'll see. So you are saying about profile option, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is that? It is MB HRMS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the profile option name that you want to give?
Sir, this name only I want to get it, sir.
No, I mean profile option name in the sense you have HR business group and you
My
have.
business group is MBM business group, sir.
Okay. Okay. First, what I'll do. First, you will have to attach this responsibility. I mean, this profile option name called HR user type, because what this will do is that this will determine whether I'm going to use this responsibility for only the human resource or also for the payroll purpose. Only
Okay,
human
sir.
resource meaning, so I'm using this only for the purpose of employee maintenance and the other purpose. Basically, I'll not use it for payroll. So that's
Okay.
the understanding. So here, if you see HR with payroll user, which means I'm using for both HR maintenance and
Father
also.
today I'm also creating, sir.
Okay. So firstly, I'll give this profile option, and next thing
Sir,
is that
how did we enter profile, sir? HR user type. We must enter manually, no?
yeah, manually you have to type here.
Okay, sir. I tried
Okay.
typing HR and queried it, but no option was found. So only I did not do it, sir.
Yeah, this is case sensitive, so it will have. So sometimes you will not see
Sir,
any
can we
result.
record it, sir? Otherwise, I have to write it.
Yeah, it is being recorded. It is being recorded.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah, so here, so most of the cases, what will happen is that either you will not see results, or you will have lot of results that you will have to
Yes, a
drag out.
lot. I got lot of results.
Yeah, so that's why it's suggested to type this way. So type HR and caps and keep a double colon and BUS percentage. You will get the business group.
Okay, sir. Sir, at the initial stage, why I typed HRMS, this MBM HRMS, while typing, I found large number of data, sir. In profile option name, there are many fields. But
Probably you might have taken these two options, but even that
yes, sir.
no,
Sir,
but
why
even that, Yes, yes.
Why
Tell me.
are these options, sir? Application responsibility. These are for restriction purpose only, no? For
Yes,
restricting
only for
profile.
only for the restriction purpose. So basically, the purpose of having application and the other things is that, so here the understanding is that we are restricting at responsibility level. So let's
Okay.
say I have a requirement wherein I might have given this responsibility for 10 different users. So I
Okay, sir.
don't want to give access to the responsibility, because if I give access to this responsibility, all 10 users will have access. So instead,
Okay.
what I will do is that I will remove this and
Mm.
I will disable this option, and I
Ah,
will say this access I'm giving only for this particular user called 112.
yes. Sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
tell me.
sir. Got it. Sir, what is the highest level, sir? For example, if you use to user means.
User is lowest level. So
Ah,
after this, we have responsibility. So
mm,
after responsibility, we have organization. So after
mm,
organization, we have application. After
mm.
this, the very on top level, we have server, which means
Okay.
whatever you do in this environment, this is going to
Mm.
apply, irrespective of
Sir, sorry.
module. Hmm.
Yes, sir, you can say.
Yes, tell me, tell me.
Sir, initially for this I created from basics, sir.
Okay.
Initially I created a business group. This business group is MBM HRMS, MBM business group. Then
Hmm.
I provided new values. I defined new flex field, key flex
Okay.
fields. For
Okay.
each 6 flex field, I defined a new flex field.
Okay.
And then only I created, I'm trying to create this responsibility.
Okay.
Here only I stuck, for 2 days I stuck here. I don't know how to do it, sir.
Okay. Nothing. You will just pick this. So after this, yeah, I'm just removing this one. So we are giving this access at
Okay, sir.
responsibility level. Okay. So I will just say find and
Sir, if we,
yeah,
sir, another doubt, sir. If
uh,
user is the lowest level means only user can not use, no?
yeah, yes.
Then how come it becomes the lowest, sir? For site level
No,
means
no,
anyone can use it.
no. That's what lowest level in the sense we are instead of giving access to 10 different person, we are giving
Mm.
access to one person. So this
Okay.
is what I'm saying, lowest level. So the
Mm.
highest level is something that everyone can use. So that is what we are
Mm.
saying as server. So in server,
Okay.
I can. So basically, for these configurations, we will not use server. So there are few profile options that is used for the performance of DB and the other things. So for those
Okay.
cases, we will use server. And there are also few cases wherein we will say GL. For example, if you take HR business group, if you take, so probably I'll use for the entire application. So I don't want to segregate based on the responsibility. So instead, what I will say, I'll disable this one and I will
Mm.
say here it is for the human resource. So which
Okay, sir.
means if I have registered this particular application, human resource,
Mm. Mm.
with my responsibility, so I will get this access. That is HR business group.
Okay, sir.
Which means if I have access, which means whoever has the HR access, so he's going to have this access. So
Okay,
that's
sir.
the understanding. So which means everyone will have access.
Okay, sir. So after defining profile, I have to set menu, no?
Uh, no, after not after defining this one.
Mm.
So it is before that we will configure or we will customize our menus.
Okay, sir. But I did not configure, sir. I only created responsibility. In function, I did not provide any values. I
Yeah,
simply
that
saved.
is yeah. The menus and this customization, that is not necessary. So that is for your practice you can do. So in real time,
Mm.
basically, you will need it. So for that purpose, probably you can practice, but that is not the mandatory step to do.
Okay, sir. Sir, another doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, while creating business group, there will be three columns, no, sir? For example, we enter legal employer or business group. For that, there will be 3 columns. No.
Yeah, correct.
I entered 3 values, sir. First, I enter business group. Then I enter legal employee.
Okay.
Then I enter GRE classification. Only 3 values you can give for if I want to give 4th value. Is it possible, sir?
Yeah, yes, very much possible. You can give it very well. No issue
But
on
I
that.
tried it, sir. I don't know how to give the 4th value.
No, you can just click control down arrow, so you'll be able to, or probably you can just click the down arrow. It will create a new record. So there you can add the 4th value.
For payroll purpose only I gave it, sir. I gave legal employer. I gave another one. What? Legal employer, business group, and another one I gave, sir. I don't remember what I gave.
GRE, you might have
GRE. That I gave that GRE.
Yeah. So these are the things. So first thing is that we will give this as an HR org, or probably it could be an BG also, so that you can decide. And second thing is that you will have to attach this 3 or 4 classification. So first is it should be an legal employer, and there should be an GRE or LE entity. Okay. And we will say this is an income tax office, and after defining this, we will add whatever the name we are giving in income tax office. So we will mention those details in our registered address. So probably I'll show you what are the things that we have given.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'll just navigate here. Okay, so let me take this one. Bosch is the one that we created in this one. So probably I'll pick this not business group. It should be an HR entity. So I'll pick this one. So here, if you see, so this employer is not mandatory. So this GRE GRE is nothing but a government reporting entity. So this becomes
here only, sir. How to add an extra one? Or if I want to add extra.
Yeah, you can just say control down. So you're saying this addition or different?
Sir?
No, you are asking to add a new row, or you are asking something to be added in this GRE?
I want to add a new role, sir. So I'm asking how to add.
Okay, yeah. Just so this is what you are asking, right? So we'll have this. Yeah. So you will click control down arrow. So this will open. So from this 3 dots, you can click basically the LOV. So you can get and you can add those. Okay. So in order to create an employee, so that is we had an issue, right? The statutory information to be filled in.
Yes, sir. For that only added GRE.
Yeah. So the reason being is that for India, we have these classification to be added for either HR org, or it could be an business org also. So depending on the requirement, we can have. Okay. So here in GRE or the legal entity, if you see, so we have something called income tax information. Okay. So this becomes our mandatory information to give.
So another doubt, sir. Sir, while creating an, for example, for like my legislation code is India.
Okay.
But for India, for cities, city type, it is internal address. For internal address, it is asking for CCAC, HRV. I searched the net and provided the values, but it is not accepting for internal address, sir.
Yeah, that's what. So what might have happened is that it might have picked the ledger country, because in our case, so for this Bosch, what I have done is that I created a new ledger with India as a country. But in the other case, what we have taken, or in your case also, we have taken the default configuration, which means that is a mission corporation with a US country. So when the country is the US, it will automatically pick only the
no,
states.
sir. I use Okay. So I used to global HRMS, sir. Because another business group I created using Mission Corporation. I cannot perform payroll. So I used to global HRMS responsibility for creating.
Okay, give me a minute. Let me check here. So, this is what you are saying.
Yes, sir.
No, but even if it is an okay, let me first check the profile option. Probably I'll get an idea. Okay, this has access to only this one HR user type. Okay, global HRs. Okay, so here you are creating a new employee.
No, sir. I have not created employee. Only I made up to responsibility. I have to attach profile and then only I have to create employee. I have not
Okay.
defined job and position, sir. I only
So
created flex fields.
okay, so what is the doubt now? So what is that?
Sir, my organization, sir. Can you go to organization?
Okay.
Uh, Mine is MBM business group, sir. Business group. On this.
Okay.
Internal address, I cannot enable it, sir. This internal address.
Okay, it's asking to see. Now you want to add a new value or what is that?
So under location address, there is internal address. No.
Yeah, correct.
You go there, sir.
You want to take the location.
No, sir. Internal address. You click in that.
No, there you cannot click it. No, so this is based on the setup that we are doing here
Sir,
in the
but for
location.
running payroll, for me, it asked I have to mention the internal address. While I enter the internal address, it is not working. So only I add an internal address.
Okay.
Yes. But while this is my new BG, sir. That one was for old BG I created. So only I
Okay.
added while creating new BG itself. I added this
Okay.
on that internal address only, sir.
Hmm. Okay, you are asking about this one.
Hmm.
I think this should be an
For
field
city
filter.
type HRA, it is A-1, sir. You open it, sir.
Hmm.
For Chennai, it is A-1.
Okay.
For CCA, it is A-1 for Chennai. But it is not saving, sir. Contextual, it is not a city.
You want to give also the context value.
Yes, sir. No entries, sir.
Contextual. So these are information that is captured as a part of DFF. So DFF is nothing but our additional values.
Oh.
So this actually we will have to give it there. So we have a kind of an flex field how we added value. So similarly
Hmm.
for this also we will have to give values. So
So
you
for
created it.
DFF,
Tell me,
for
tell me.
KFF, it will be in the initial stage itself. While creating BG itself, it will be for KFF.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
DFF, after creating only, we can add it.
yes, correct. So I think this someone has added. So you did not give this DFF, right? Giving the flex field and the
No,
value
sir.
flex. Yeah.
No,
So
sir. I
the
didn't.
yeah test right. So someone might have given. So these are only the optional fields. So how we are identifying this as an optional is that if you see here, so whatever we have it in yellow, so this becomes our mandatory.
Hmm.
So the option is that we will say that is unrequired. So if I say only displayed, so which means this is non-mandatory. So here we can see this is non-mandatory because this is in white. So for these two columns, for these two fields, they have added value, but for the context value, they did not give anything. So that's why
Also,
we.
it is the oldest version, sir. But
Mm,
by today's version, it is updated. For A minus one, it is X. X it
okay.
is. I searched in it, sir, for this
Mm,
updating this.
okay.
And also, is there an address flex field?
Address flex field.
Ah, for while running payroll, I got some issue.
Okay.
First, it asked for internal address. While running for other employee, it asked for the address flex field does not match.
Okay. So what is the name of payroll? Or give me the employee. Maybe we can check that.
So employee number 4113, sir. Yes, sir.
No, we did not attach payroll, right? So first you
Pay
need to
after
attach.
attaching payroll, it is not running, sir. Payroll is MB monthly pay.
Okay.
MB
Okay.
second one. That's. This only sir had a problem.
So so what is the address style that I mean? Which country you wanted to use this?
India, sir.
I'm just giving a dummy address. Probably you can update it at later stage.
This is the effective date is where, sir? Another, sir.
Yeah,
8th
tell me.
June, sir. 8th June. I have done a mistake.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem.
This one only, sir. Address detail flex field.
Yeah, address is there. Okay.
Sir, how did you add the additional details, sir? Address.
No, just by clicking here. So you'll, this is just an again. This is an DFF. Someone has
Okay.
enabled. So this is free field. So whatever you want, you can just type in there.
Okay, sir. Sir, we can begin the class, sir. It is some fault, I don't know what.
Okay, no problem.
We will discuss it later, sir. By the end of the class, we can begin the class.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll start the class. What we have done till now is that we have created, or we have seen how to create organization, and we saw how to use the security. So security is nothing but our security profile. If at all I want to restrict this user to access only one HRR or two HRR, so I can do those restrictions there. So it is not only HRR, also we have option to restrict the asset, the other financial module as well. So these things we saw, and after that what we did is that we created payroll, and after creating payroll we also created the elements and the link and the descriptions. Okay, and we saw the payroll run for individual employee. Okay, so what we will see next is that how to run a batch process, because in real time you are not going to run for individual employee. You are going to run for a batch of people. I mean a batch process. So one additional step that we will do here is that assignment set. Okay, yeah, it is here. Assignment set. So what exactly is assignment set is that here we are specifying in the system that yeah, let me pick the one which I created. Let me switch the responsibility. Okay, so what exactly is the assignment set is that it is nothing but a condition which states that, so these are the employees that needs to be considered when I'm running first batch, or let's say second batch or third batch. So who are the employees that I want to consider in terms of running payroll run? So that is the high level meaning of this. So I'll show how we can include or how we can exclude an employee. Okay. So here I just gave a naming convention. Okay. So how system will understand, okay, this particular employee should be ran or not. So that is on the basis of payroll. So here I have attached the Bosch payroll. So now if you go here under amendment, so I have attached or included this one person called Smith. Okay. So now let's say I have probably 100 employees that I should attach here. So what I will do is that I will say exclude for other employees. Okay. So under exclude probably or else I'll say this way, probably I'll include a different person. I'll include Bush buyer under this, and I'll say exclude Smith. So this way, okay, this is exclude and this is include. Okay, so this way system understands that these are the employees that I need to include in my payroll run, which means this is not going to consider, or this is not going to run for Smith. It is going to run only for Bush buyer. Okay, so this is not limited to one. So we have okay, I did not mention the criteria, so that's why it's saying it should be all in case of amendment. So criteria we'll see. So yeah, let me remove this. Okay, so this is the employee that I have specified. So when I use this particular assignment set called Bosch underscore AS, so this is going to consider for Bosch buyer. Okay, so now the process is that I'll not go to employee and run all those things. Instead, I will use the concurrent program. So concurrent program is nothing but view. Under view, we have request. So under this request, we will submit a new program. So what is the program? So the same process. So whatever we saw, so only the program name might change here and there. So payroll process is the program that we will use. So firstly, we will select the payroll name. So our payroll name is Bosch payroll, and consolidation set it picked up from the payroll setup that we attached there. And here we will have to give the date and date paid. So when are we paying basically? So here date earned is that when exactly this payroll completes, or when I had to pay earlier to one day. So that is our end day. And when are we paying? So this is on 1st of August, because in setup we gave, if you remember, the first of every month. Okay. So now here I have two things that I can select. So one is that element set and the other one is that assignment set. So assignment set is the one that we saw now. So which means whatever the employees that I have listed down here, so those employees will be considered for payroll run. So that is the understanding. But this is not the mandatory options to give. So if I have removed these options, what will happen is that it is going to consider for all the employee whoever I have mentioned. Okay. So in this case, since I have selected this, it is going to pick. Our other option is that using the element set. So using element set, what will happen is that it is going to pick up a certain elements for all the employees. But most of the cases in business scenario, you will not see those cases. Instead, you will see this one to be attached. Assignment set. Okay, so I'll just say, okay. So this will be our first process. Okay, so this will trigger a few child programs to complete the payroll run.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Sir, how did we create assignment sets, sir?
Yeah, we created here, right? Here under payroll, here we said assignment set. So under assignment set, we created one called Bosch AS. Here we have included employees. So that is, I think I included again Smith. So we included two employees. So one is that Smith and the other one is that Bosch
Uh,
employee.
Sir, both JS. We created here only, no?
Yeah,
Otherwise, it
correct.
will be created already.
No, not already. So if you want, you can create a new one.
Okay, sir. That means.
Yeah, and that,
Okay,
that
sir.
you can, yeah.
So on the day, it asks for a few parameters, no?
Hmm.
Conditions. Where's it?
Condition for assignment you are asking,
Yes.
or
Yes.
no, here we will not have parameters. So it's just this one. So there are two
Okay.
options to generate this. So either you can give directly the employee name, so who I want to pick and who I want to leave, or I can give an criteria. So based on this criteria, system is going to pick. So this is based on the condition and the other rule.
Okay,
So
sir.
these options are very unlikely used. So mostly you will see this to be used, the inclusion of employees. Because the reason being is that if you use criteria, the business user might need always the support team assistance. But in this case, user can just add or remove or any employees from the payroll run. So that's the reason.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now we ran this one. It should have completed. Yeah. So this process is done. Okay. So now the next process that we will do is that prepayment. So here what will happen is that here we are not running on the basis of assignment set or any specific criteria. So instead we are running on the basis of payroll. Okay, the reason being is that already we have selected the assignment. So once this payroll run is done, so this will create a batch and it will keep ready for the further processing. So further processing here is nothing but to make it ready for the payment. Okay. So only option that we will have is that if at all I want to override the payment method. Let's say usually I'll do this with HDFC Net. So now HDFC Net is not working. So instead, I wanted to use this as probably ICICI Net. So I can override my payment method. but very rarely, but we have option. Okay, so once we are done with prepayment, which means system is ready for making the payment. So after this, what we will do, we will run the costing. So the reason why we will run costing is that is when system is going to pick up the account code combination, and it is going to show us that these are the values that I'm picking for this particular employee or for this particular payroll process of for the given month. Okay. So once this costing is done, we will run the costing of payment and we will transfer it to GL. So why we are doing starting from, I mean, why we are performing these actions, that is starting from costing to transfer to GL, that is when our entries or whatever the payroll run that we are doing, that will be available in GL. Because what will happen is that these funds entry, so when we say these entries, so we have two things here. So one is that recording in payroll system, that these are the payments that has went to employee, and other process is that we are recording in our books, because inside payroll you cannot do any bank transfer or these things. Okay, so what will happen is that in GL, I'll do an manual journal entry, which will transfer my funds from one account to another account. Okay. So after transferring, I will release the payment to the employees. So if this is an automated process, so this will go through the payments and the other things. So if it is, let's say this is an NEFT and the normal transaction, I will use the journal entries to capture those information. Okay. So let me run this report called process called costing, and we will run another report called costing detailed report. So we have the detailed information, also we have summary information. So detailed information will have inputs in terms of the account code combination and the other things. So if at all something is wrong there, so we can identify. If at all, let's say there are a few accounts that is generated the partial. If at all I did not enable allow dynamic inserts, that is not going to create the account code combination on the fly. So that might go in exception. Okay. So for that reason, what we will do, we will run this costing in detail program, and probably we can verify those details. Okay, so this is the program that we will run. So based on the report that we are choosing, so the parameter will change. So since this is detailed information, so I'll just give this as so I'll give this as a date parameter. So formats, I have only two formats. So one is that HTML and the other one is delimiter. So delimiter, rather than taking it in delimiter, it's a better option to take it in HTML. Okay, so this will open in an new page. So let me complete this program, and I'll show what is that we are seeing in output. Before that, let me check in assignment process. Okay. Okay, so now we ran the payroll. So if at all I want to understand whether there are any exceptions or the process has run without any issues or anything that I wanted to correct or check the information. So how do I do that is that we have two options. So one is that I can select at assigned employee. So which means for individual employee, I can check. Let's say tax is calculated wrongly for one employee. So I will not directly run for this one completely. So instead, what I will do, I'll just do one test and then I will do the accounting the transfers. Okay. So we will see how we can reverse if at all by mistake I have run once or I'm testing it. So how do I reverse it? So those things we will see. So before that, we will see these two things. So one is that assignment process result, which means for individual employee, if I'm running, so how do I monitor what has happened to this particular employee? This payroll process result is nothing but for the entire payroll that we ran till now. If I want to select based on the payroll results, I can select. So firstly, we will look at individual employee, and then we will see for we'll look for the payroll. Okay, so we can give the date range also. So let me select June month. Okay, it is run for August. Okay, so basically what has happened is that for June month, it has been reversed. Probably someone has tried something, I think. Yeah, so it is test environment. So someone has tried something and reversed those payroll run process. So this time it ran for 1st of August. Okay, so this is the process that we have. And now if I want to see the results, so probably I can click view results. And this is the one element that we have attached, that is Bosch basic pay. The reason why we are seeing only this one element is that this is the only recurring element that we created. So other things, I think we created that as non-recurring. So if it is non-recurring, we will have to attach it manually. But we did not go to entry and attach and all those things. So instead, what we did is that we just ran whatever is there. So that's the reason we are seeing this. So let me pick the payroll process result and I will see there. Okay, so here also let me pick from June. Let me check if results are there. So here again I can select the list of actions that I have made. Okay. Okay, so these are the actions that we have. Okay, so basically we have the quick pay option. So that is we have quick pay for the payroll processing run, and also we have for the prepayment. So both we can select. So based on the action type we can give. So as I said, we have the reversal and the other option as well. So this run is nothing but whatever we ran in using this concurrent program. From view, we went to request. So that is the one. Okay. And then the cost of payment on all those things. So I'm not selecting at this point the other action types. Okay. So probably for different employees, we have different payroll run because we ran one employee called Smith for I think April or till May. For the other employees, we did not run, and one employee we ran only for January. So that is the reason we are having these discrepancies. So what I'll do is that I'll probably show from here. So for Bosch, I'll show. Okay, so for Bosch, what I have done is that, so basically if you see, so this is the latest run that we did. So apart from that, we also, on the other day, we did this one, quick pay. So we did quick pay, we did also this one. I mean, without a cost of payment, I think by mistake, we did the transfer to GL. So it will not work that way. So we will have to do the cost of payment. So probably we will try that. Okay, so this is the place. Basically, we can see the run result and these things. Okay, so here we can see that these are the elements that has been picked up by the system. Okay, and yeah, so this is basic pay as 2,500. So we can see the details. So these are the values that we are getting. Okay, so now we gave only the manual option of giving the values. So apart from that, we also have the option of generating the values based on the formulas. We will come to formula, but before that, we have two different options to generate this value, pay value. It is not always I will enter it manually, because what will happen is that every time if I want to enter manually, so it would be probably some companies might have 500 to 1,000 employees also possible. So I cannot enter for each 500 or 1,000 employees manually every time, month on month. So that is an huge overhead for me. So what I will do is that I will use this fast formula. So what exactly is fast formula? Fast formula is kind of a condition. So for that we need to understand few technical code and the script and the other things. So that is how we can write the fast formula. So probably you can try. I'll give you the basics, so how to write and all those things. So you can try out. But we have those options to generate these values based on the fast formulas that we have written. So now how we are linking this fast formula with the payroll run is that using the element. So we will write the fast formula, we will attach it with the element, and we are attaching element to the payroll of the employees. Okay. So that's how. So at high level, so we can see here the payroll results. So that is both at the individual assignments and also at the payroll run. Now we have seen the individual thing. So what we will do now is that we will see the payroll run. So payroll run is going to give me the entire process that I have done. So let me pick from April. So I will pick from April to June. So I'm not picking any particular action type. So I'm picking, I mean, I'm searching for all the process that I have run. Okay, so these are the process I have run. So here, if you see, I'm not seeing any individual employee. So this is for the entire payroll, that is Bosch payroll. Okay. So for this, if I want to see, let's say, the, what do you call it, the employees run. So this is for one employee. So if I would have included two or three employees, so I would have seen similarly the two plus employees that is being processed. Okay, since this is a different period, so it did not happen because casting were run twice. But whereas it should have went for reversal and these things, so that is when we can do it. Okay. So now the control that we should have here before thinking about the reversal, it should not go to GL. So if It has went to GL and posted those entries. We cannot do anything. So we should return back from them. Meaning, we should first do one reversal entry in GL, that is finance module. So after that, we have a process called reversing the action types, whatever we have performed. Okay, first let me show from here, and then probably I'll pick the program. I'm not sure whether I attached to this response. Okay, let me check this. Okay, before that, I'll do this one. Okay, so now if I click or if I go to individual employee assignment, so I have a reversal option under others. Okay, so how I can do a reversal is that here I'll say this is an reverse run. Okay, so here I can specify these details and probably I can say yes. I will. If I say this, so this is going to trigger this program and it will say that this particular process has been reversed. Okay, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just showing the options that we can do. Yeah, I think we start here, casting, I think. Yeah, so the next step is to run, let me check once. Yeah, so we start at casting. So what we'll do is that we'll run for cost of payments. Okay, so now if you see here, so directly I'm getting this payroll. If I click this LOV or this three dot, I'm getting directly. But it is not that always I will get this by default, because the reason being is that I have only one payroll that is defined for this entity. So that is Bosch Business Group. If you see the other responsibility, probably you will have other list of values generated, because there you don't have a restriction or the security profile defined only for that particular entity. So that's the reason. Okay. So now we will say the end date. So the start date is optional. So the end date is the one that system is going to consider. And then here we can say it's an payment. It could be clear or unclear. And I'll say okay. Okay, so after this, the final step is to transfer to GL. So with that, the payroll process is getting completed. Okay, so we are done with cost of payment as well. So the final step was to transfer these costing to GL. Okay, so this is the one that we will use, that is transfer to GL, which is going to transfer these costing to general ledger module. So always we should make sure the date is correct, especially when we are sending these data to GL, because once those are posted, we will have to get the approval and get it reversed, and then the reversal will flow through in payroll. So in real time, I'm saying. Okay, so this is also done. Okay, yeah, so this we have seen. So I'll take a minute to explain what is fast formula. Okay. Yeah. So this is right formula. Okay. So here basically we need a few technical knowledge to write this. So I'm just giving a high level understanding. So probably you can try out. So at high level I'll explain what is this and what is the purpose and why are we writing this formula. So this is one of the element that we will attach. I mean, I did not attach it, but we will be attaching. Let's say, let's consider this as an HRA element. So what I will do is that I'll inform to the system how this element to be picked up. So here I will specify the rules or the conditions how it should pick up. So here, if you see, we have so if you mention it this way, which means this is not an what do you call, it will not fall under condition. So how we are saying this, based on this asterisk and the slash. Okay, so this is the identification that this is comments, and this is only for the information purpose. This does not give any value in this particular formula page. Okay, so now how we are saying, or how we are defining in the system is that we will basically give an variable. Okay, so variable, it could be a letter or it could be a character or anything. Okay, so we will say that for default, so it should be x or whatever it is we wanted to give, so we will give. Okay, and then we will give the values. After giving the values, we will give the condition. So condition is nothing but if this is matching, so what should system do? If this is not matching, what should system do? So that is what at high level the condition. So in this case, so there are multiple ways of writing the condition. So it could be if condition, or if it could be if else condition. So there are multiple things that basically we can do. Okay. So after this, we will say, so this is a nested loop. So that is a nested loop is nothing but you will have condition inside condition. So that is basically the nested loop. So if you see here, so we have written if. So inside if we have created another if. Okay. So we will give condition and we will say if this is matching, it should pick up. Okay. How we are saying? We are saying then it should pick up this value whichever we are giving plus 100. Okay. So based on those parameters, system is going to pick up those values. Okay. So now these values we have determined. So yes, these values are picked up. So now what should system give in front end, or what value system should show in the front end? So that is determined here in the return function. So return we are saying it is an value. So each one of it we call it as an function. So this is a return function which gives the value based on the condition that we have applied here. Okay, so firstly for this, what we will have to understand is that, so this we cannot say as a complex code or script, but still we need to understand the basics of coding. So how they do. So for example, if you say value equal to text, so we need to understand these things. So how I should write this code and the conditions. So that is how I will write the scripts. If you see here, so I have used to text. So similarly, I can use, so the format is like this. So I will give the default and I'll set an value there and I will give condition. And if this condition is matching, what system should do, which means what value system should derive or how it should derive those values. Okay. So those things we are determining here. So this is the format for all the FAST formula. So what we will do is that, so after writing this FAST formula, so we will attach this with the element and we will test the formula results. Okay. So let me close this and let me open this one. Yeah, so this is the formula results. Okay, let me take an sample one that is taxable HRA. Okay, so here if you see, so the element here is taxable HRA. So which I have taken from the other one. So this we did not create it in our session. So we will see this. So for now to understand, I'm just explaining with the one we created earlier. So this is taxable HRA, and here if you see, so this is not an earnings or deduction, which means this is only an information purpose. It is going to supply only information, but this is not going to give any meaningful information, or it is not on monetary basis basically. Okay, so that's the understanding. And then here if you see, so this is the formula. So here in this page, I'll not be able to query basically based on, I mean, I will not be able to query based on the formula, but I can query based on the element. But this we created for earlier one, so I'm just showing this one. We will create a new one and we will see how that works. Okay. So before that, for understanding, just see this. So you have element on top of that, and it will say the classification based on the element creation, and then we will say this will be always standard, and whatever formula that we created in the earlier step, we will be attaching it here. Okay, so after attaching it here, the moment we press tab, it is going to generate the formula results. So these are the returning values that we have given in the formula. So if you remember, so we saw something called return. So return value and those things will have these inputs. So based on these inputs, we are going to see these details populated. Okay. So this could be either monetary or this could be non-monetary also, some cases. So for example, if I'm speaking about leave and the other thing, so I will consider leave for my payroll, because what will happen is that I will have certain limitations, or probably I'll have some corpus for each employee. Let's say this employee A can take leave only for probably 2 days in a month. So if he has taken 3 days in a month, what I will do is that I'll write a formula. I will say for this particular employee or for this particular position, if this limit that is more than 2, which means it is going to give an formula. So in this case, formula is different. I will say the grade. So grade, based on the grade, I will derive the basic pay, and on the basic pay plus I will have the HR and the other components, and on top of it, what I will do is that I will have a percentage calculated, and on that percentage, I will be calculating the actual deduction. So this calculation is nothing but our LOP, loss of pay. Okay. So I will calculate that and I will deduct it. So which means that will, so it depends whether this is an information or it is going to deduct the monetary benefit that an employee is getting on month. So it depends. Okay. So this is where we will test all those information, whether the values are populating correctly. So in this case, if you see, so this is tested one. So yes, this will work well. So we will probably we will try to create a new one also, and we will see how that works. Any doubt till now? Okay, I'll move on. Okay, so it's 9:50. Creating formula, it is going to take time. Okay. Okay, what we will do is that we will see the formula creation and attaching it with employee and the other details. Probably we'll see it tomorrow. So for today, we have any doubts till now? Anything that you want to get it clarified?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Sir, for while running payroll,
Mm.
from quick payment to transfer to GL, up to
Yeah.
this we will use concurrent programs only, no?
Yes, correct.
From quick payment to transfer to GL.
No, quick we will not use. We will
No,
say payroll process.
from prepayment to transfer to GL.
No, payroll process.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, payroll process to transfer to GL. We will use this concurrent program.
Okay, sir. Sir, another doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So while running quick pay, what's the difference between the steps for quick pay and the normal batch pay? Only
No, we don't
assignment.
have. Yeah, that's what. We don't have much difference there. So only difference is that that is for individuals. So we
Amma
will not
தூக்கிட்டு போ
have.
நாயை தூக்கிட்டு போ அம்மா லேப் அம்மோ சார் 1 நிமிட் சார் சார் நாயை தூக்கிட்டு போட லேப் கடிக்கு சார் சாரி சார்
No problem.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Sir, once I explain the steps, sir, you check whether I am saying it correct, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, after linking elements, in case of quick pay, we will enter manual pay. Pay value will be entered manually.
Yeah.
In case of batch pay, we will go with assignment set.
Yes, correct.
And then we will go for prepayment. So for both quick pay and batch pay, we will go for prepayment, no?
Yeah, we will go prepayment. So that's what the process is same. That is initiating the pay and then prepayment and then costing, cost of payment, transfer to GL. All those things are same. So only thing is that for batch payment we are using the concurrent program. For individual we will be using the people maintenance screen to process or to check the quick pay process. So why I will use that particular page called employee is that if I want to check, let's say for individual employee, so whether the
Mm.
tax is calculating properly or whether the PF is generating correctly, all those compliance details and the leaves and these things. So I will go to individual employee and I will check these details. So it's not that every time I will do it because this checking and the verification I can very well do it at the for the all the employees also, which means I can run the report and I can take the costing report which we saw, and I can understand what is the costing that I have for all the employees. And probably if I have any doubt or anything, I can take the individual employees payslip also. I can take the payslip and I can run those. I mean, I can check those values if it is populating correctly.
So after transfer to GL, what we will do, sir? We will create GL response, no?
Yeah, that is finance part. So they will take care of the accounting and these things. So
Then,
only for the cases when the entries did not come to GL, so that is when they might request our help. But mostly that is finance part. We don't bother about those things.
okay, sir. Sir, another doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what does mean by lookup, sir?
Lookup is nothing but it is used for the purpose of, let's say, lookup in the sense if I want to say in HRMS, let's say I want to create another type of an employee. Okay.
Mm.
So let's say this is an contract and I wanted to customize this page. I mean, not exactly the page, the type of the employee. So I will use the lookup and I can probably add those values. So it's not that for all I'll have the lookups. So it depends on the field or it depends on the form that I'm using. So based on that, Oracle has the standard lookups. So whatever lookups given by Oracle, only those things we can use. So that's the purpose of lookups.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you add me a DFF, sir? How to do how to do a descriptive fixed field? Can you
Okay.
show me?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I have access here. So let me check here. If not, I'll create it in GL. So GL, I'll have the let's see. Yeah, here I don't have, I think. Yeah, here I don't have. So let me go to GL and okay. So here we have flex field. So under flex field we have two things. So one is key and the other one is descriptive. So DFF is always descriptive flex field. So I'll click this and here I have the segments. Okay. So now let's say I want to create it at okay. Let's say I want to create it at okay. Let me say additional job details. Okay. So here, what I will do is that I'll just add a new value. Yeah, I'll have to unfreeze this. And now what I will do is that I'll say probably okay. So now I can add the segments that I want to use. Let me just say this is a job code that I would like to create. So this is not limited to this. So we can add till 30 segments. So in this case, I'm adding only one segment. Sorry, this is attribute. Segment is for key flex field. So for this, we will have attribute. So attribute is the place where we will store the additional or the extra information that we want to capture. Okay.
Sir, minimum segment will be 2, no? Maximum will be up to 30, no?
No, that is for key flex
Yeah.
field. So
That
here,
for that only I'm asking, sir.
yeah, that is for key flex field. That is correct. But here DFF we don't have any such limitations. So I can even give one segment. Okay. So we can create value set, but I'm just picking the existing one which we created earlier. So now the input that I have given is that, so this is the structure name and we gave one segment, okay, and we have enabled this segment, okay, and here we can see this is job details. So there we will be able to see this additional information that we can give. So here we can either give this as an record or probably I can say only displayed or only I can say this one. So for now I'm not giving this as an record because if I say record it is going to ask me every time. So yeah, we will have to compile it. So unless we compile this, we will not be able to use this the DFF that we created. Now let me go back to the job detail job details and see if this is populated. Okay, someone has already defined it. Let me do one thing. Let me disable that one and then probably I'll come here. Okay, so this is the one that we created. Okay, I think I have some restrictions here. Let me say this one itself. Okay, I think there are a few restrictions that is placed for. So this comes as an seeded context flex field. So that's the reason it's not allowing to remove this. So we have restrictions here. So if you try to take out the standard functionality, system will give alert. So similar thing here as well. But okay, let me do one thing. Let me check and we'll see tomorrow. We'll see what is the DFF there.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine then. We'll meet tomorrow. It's almost 10:05. Anything else, or I can close the call? Okay, fine. Then we'll meet tomorrow same time. Thank you.
Oh, okay, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.